Today on Selling Houses.
I had a wardrobe in my dollhouse that was exactly the same as that one.
3 rival sellers snoop each other's homes.
It reminds me of old people.
I don't like the carpets, I don't like the doors.
It just seems slightly tired somehow.
I remind everyone who's boss.
Oh yes, no, I like that.
What you think doesn't really count.
I come up against some opposition.
Is this the sort of thing that you would go for?
That is the sort of wallpaper that my granny would have put up.
They get a week and £1,000 to make changes.
Oh, no.
I can remember how to do this.
No, what are you doing? Stop.
All competing to win an offer from my buyer.
I could easily live in here and do it up gradually.
Today I'm in the leafy London suburbs of Barnet and Enfield, home to the hill made famous by the nursery rhyme, The Grand Old Duke of York. But it's not just soldiers marching upwards here. So are the property prices, with an average increase of 7% last year alone. Great news for my 3 sellers, all looking to cash in and win an offer from my buyer, 29-year-old Sophie. She's looking for a place with more space to share with boyfriend Aaron.
So you're already on the property ladder, aren't you? So this is, I guess, the next step up, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I just feel like me and my boyfriend are ready to take the next step in together, moving in together and buying a house together. A house that feels like my own, 3 or 4 bedrooms. From what I've been able to afford in central London and where I am at the moment, it's not been a lot. It has. It's basically like 2-bed masonette, so we want a little bit more for our money.
Does it need to be pretty or functional? If you found something small and gorgeous and cute and Victorian and lovely versus something that's kind of 1960s, 1970s box but big,
I would go for the cutesy thing. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
UPVC windows drive me crazy.
Right.
All of those kind of things are a bit of a no in a way. I guess I never know until I walk into a place.
Budget, what have you got?
At the moment, depending what my house sells at, but anywhere up in the region of sort of 900,000.
Nice little budget to play with. It's an incredibly eclectic bunch of houses that I'm going to be showing you. Very, very different. They're all completely different. So let's go and test the waters, shall we?
Perfect.
Moving further out of London should make Sophie's healthy budget of 900 grand go that bit further. So I hope she likes the 3 properties I've lined up. But before she can see them, they all need a bit of work. First up, it's former restaurant owner Bassil and his wife Annette. They're looking to sell their modern 5-bed, 2-reception room townhouse now that the kids have flown the nest and they're ready to retire.
We are selling this house because we like to move to the south of France because of the weather.
Despite being on the market for 3 months, they've only had a handful of viewings, but that could be down to their difference in taste.
My style is simple. I like the calm and soft things.
I would describe my style, if I had it my own way, Swedish. I just like minimalistic in my sitting room.
And their opposing views don't stop there.
Our dining area is cold. It doesn't really do anything. The dining room doesn't look like a grown-up
We
area.
have big chairs, I think. What do you want? I mean, they are not baby chairs, definitely, aren't they?
No, but it looks like what you'd buy in a doll's house.
In the dollhouse?
Yeah.
This house has the space buyer Sophie is looking for, but continual disagreement on the decor has left it feeling spiritless. The dining room is cold and looks temporary, and the lounge is bland. It's the cheapest of my 3 today at £835,000. Next up, it's full-time mum of 3 Stella and her sister, interior designer Melina. Stella's selling her 1930s semi with a large open-plan downstairs and 4 bedrooms upstairs.
We'd like a property that has a bit more land, possibly a property that we could develop.
But their property isn't shifting. After 7 months on the market and only 6 viewings, something is putting people off.
As you step into the house, it's quite grand. We've done a lot of work downstairs, but it doesn't follow through upstairs. I think the house is being let down in the bathroom. My daughter's bedroom, which is the bigger of the rooms, could do with updating. We haven't done much work to it since we've been here.
This really is a house of 2 halves, which could be down to Stella's indecision.
I think when it comes to style, I dislike anything too clinical looking, too clean cut. So I don't really like ultra modern. Also, I don't like antiques. So it's from one end to the other.
This half-finished semi might be sleek enough for Sophie downstairs, but upstairs the bedrooms are tired and the bathroom is stuck in a time warp. It's on the market for 840 grand. Last up, retired dentist Sharon and her partner Jeff, who are selling their 5-bed detached with large lounge and conservatory. It's been home to Sharon for 25 years, but it's time to move on.
Jeff and I want to move in together and start a new outdoorsy life in Kent.
With some of the house having not seen a paintbrush since Sharon moved in, some areas are in desperate need of a refresh.
My kitchen is actually about 25 years old. It was probably in fashion at the time. It just needs updating, really.
It's not just the kitchen that needs some new flavours. Sharon realises there are problems with her guest room too.
It is a bit bland. It could do with something possibly to liven it up.
Plenty that needs my attention here. Hope you're both open to some new ideas.
It is a time for us to maybe move out of our comfort zone a little.
It'll be a challenge. Don't particularly want to be painting at 2 o'clock in the morning, to be quite honest. You know, I want a good night's sleep.
Sure, you'll get your 40 winks, Jeff. This detached house with its dated kitchen and uninspired guest room is on the market for £900,000. So it's Stella and Melina's House of Two Halves, Bassil and Annette's Spiritless Townhouse, and Sharon and Jeff's dated detached, all competing to win an offer from buyer Sophie. To help my 3 sellers understand what they can do with their homes, they get the chance to have a sneaky peek at their rivals' properties. First to be snooped is Sharon and Jeff's dated detached.
This 5-bed detached house has a wealth of space that should appeal to any buyer, but to be honest with you, it feels rather unloved and stuck in a bit of a time warp. Now, it's only been on the market for a matter of weeks, but this is a popular neighbourhood where houses fly. So only 3 viewings and no offers suggests that there's plenty pushing people off.
First to snoop are Bassil and Annette.
Looks nice.
Nice.
With all the pots and the flowers.
Yeah.
It's really sweet. It's quite inviting, isn't it, with the foliage around the front?
Very good first impression.
Yeah, definitely. It's quite inviting.
Into the kitchen.
Oh, it's quite dated, isn't it?
It's very dated, yeah. The
cupboards are quite
yeah,
old.
they remind me of Mum's tiles back in the 80s.
Sad, you make you feel sad in it. It is actually reminding me of my grandmother's house.
But it's a different story in the dining room.
But that's nice, huh?
Yeah, no, it's nice. I like this...
The edge of the wall,
edge,
yeah,
it
the
just
edge,
gives
yeah.
it a bit of a
Colouring,
colour.
yeah.
I think my dining room needs to be warmed up.
Upstairs to the guest room.
This is,
Oh, Stella.
wow!
We've got a sink in here as well.
Wow, that is really out of place. It's really
It's
bland in
really
here, actually.
bland.
This is like a shop carpet, not like a house carpet. There is nothing even to put my toothbrush.
You're not staying the night, Bassil. In the bathroom, Melina taps into an idea.
OK, I can see what they've done. They've added the screen for the shower.
If we put a shower screen up, I think that would be a lot more appealing to potential buyers.
It'd be a start. This property is on the market for £900,000.
£900,000?
If it is for £9,000, honestly, they will be lucky to find a buyer.
£900,000, I'm really shocked about that, just because there's so much work to be done.
Well, I think that's unanimous. They all feel this house isn't worth the asking price, but Bassil and Annette did find inspiration in the dining room. Next, it's Bassil and Annette's spiritless 5-bed townhouse.
This townhouse is smart and well kept, and it's been a happy family home for the last 15 years. But to be honest, it feels like that's the last time it was decorated. White walls, blue carpet, and lots of metal furniture not only make it feel rather dated, but also makes it feel a bit cold.
First to snoop, Stella and Melina.
Personally, I don't like new builds, although it is neat. It's not my cup of tea.
The waste paper bins
Tucked away,
which is
screened
good.
away.
Good idea.
Yeah, hide them up.
Yeah.
Up on the first floor is the lounge.
It reminds me of old people. Is that wrong? Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
There's too much happening in this room. There's all sorts of different styles and colours.
Moving on to the dining room.
I do think the room does come across as a bit cold. The blue carpet doesn't help.
Not much variation with the living room. Again, it's the same Artex ceiling, quite old-fashioned.
In the kitchen, Sharon gets a bright idea.
My kitchen is dark and it's old. I think that this kitchen is really nice. I would be delighted if I had this kitchen.
Upstairs in the master bedroom, Stella is getting inspiration for her daughter's room.
There's not a lot of clutter. It's more streamlined.
It's clear there's more of a theme going on.
Oh, this is nice.
It makes me feel that my guest bedroom is a bit plain here. There's a lot more little knickknacks that bring over that theme and just make it look more toned.
The house is on the market for 835 grand.
I'm so surprised that it's on the market for that much.
It's too much.
835. I'm quite surprised at that.
Maybe a bit pricey for their liking, but Sharon and Jeff did realise their kitchen needs some attention, whereas Stella and Melina saw their upstairs need some more focus. Last, Stella and Melina's split personality 4-bed semi.
This really is a house of two halves. Downstairs is sleek, modern and sophisticated, but upstairs feels very out of date with the 70s loo and 80s bathroom and these bedrooms which are very bland and beige. The whole of the top floor needs a radical revamp to clinch a sale, but the other sellers should take note of the brand new feel downstairs.
First to arrive are Sharon and Jeff.
Well, it's quite nice, but driveway needs a bit of attention.
Certainly does.
Needs a bit of work on the outside, but not much.
Curbside critiqued, inside to the kitchen.
Very sort of clean looking. It's much more modern than mine.
Yeah.
Maybe take note, Sharon. Off the hallway, Bassil and Annette are checking out the dining room.
I like this feature wall. Gives you something to look at.
While downstairs got the thumbs up, upstairs to the bathroom.
Right, yeah.
It needs redecorating.
Yeah, it does.
It just seems slightly tired somehow.
Even if it was a little smaller, but it's organised better, it will look nicer.
On to the daughter's bedroom.
I'm sorry, I don't like the carpet, I don't like the wardrobes, I don't like the doors.
It's not loved.
Sharon and Jeff are in the son's bedroom.
She needs to get her
She needs to get a cobweb
cobweb
brush.
brush out, definitely.
I thought that, yeah.
All of these rooms up here just need a makeover, really.
That's right.
You leave that to me. Stella's house is on the market for £840,000.
840,000? Must be a job.
If the house was immaculate throughout, then yeah, maybe, but 840, wow.
So, everyone's shocked at the asking price. But Sharon and Jeff learnt the importance of a modern kitchen, whilst Bassil and Annette saw the merit of a feature wall in the dining room. Today, I'm in Enfield and Barnet, helping my 3 sellers do up their houses in the hopes that they'll make a sale with my buyer, Sophie, who's looking for a new home for herself and boyfriend, Aaron.
Today I'm looking for a period property, ideally with a garden and some really nice period features.
After taking a look at the competition, hopefully my 3 rivals have spotted where they may have fallen short.
I'm starting to realise is how much my kitchen lets down the house.
I like the way that all the colours in the sitting room, it's sort of all blended in. So I think I could do something in my sitting room.
I think we could definitely make my daughter's bedroom more of an adult bedroom and add a bit of colour.
Lots of tips picked up by my sellers, but with only £1,000 and a week to get things into shape, they'll need to focus their improvements in all the right places. Starting with Sharon and Jeff's detached, which desperately needs bringing up to date.
The outside, the presentation is great. You know, you come down, beautiful garden. So, the kitchen, the sort of look that I'm thinking would work well in here is that lovely sort of country kitchen look. But what you need to do in here is showcase it and make people come in and go, oh, actually, you know, yeah, we probably would like to knock through, but we could easily live with this. And you were saying that you've got rid of a lot of stuff. I'd kind of like you to get rid of a bit more. I would walk in here and think, well, she's got no storage. If she's got to put that on there and all that up there and all of this stuff everywhere, why have a mug tree when you can put your mug... Do you see what I mean? Have you ever seen these units painted up?
No.
No.
It makes a huge difference. You will be gobsmacked. I'm just going to put this up just to show you. So you go for like a nice sort of country cream look here. Now the tiles really, really, really date this kitchen.
Yeah,
Right.
Of course, yeah.
But one thing that you can get is tongue and groove panelling like
Right.
this in a lovely kind of soft cornflower blue. Can you see how instantly that's brightened it up?
Okay.
Happy so far?
Yes.
Should we go and look at one of the bedrooms?
Okay.
Up to you.
Now on to the guest bedroom.
There's nothing inviting about this room. It reminds me a little bit of a sort of God, and don't hit me for this, but a little bit like a budget hotel or a sort of B&B type affair. I think what we want to do is turn it from budget B&B to beautiful, soft country room.
Right.
If you think of that kind of... And funny you should say feature wall, because I have some feature wallpaper here. Is this the sort of thing that you would go for?
I don't dislike that.
What, Jeff, why are you looking like you're going to be sick?
He's worried about the matching up.
No, that to me is a sort of wallpaper that my granny would have put up years ago.
Yeah, but it's come back into fashion.
I understand where you're coming
okay.
from. It's about creating a look and an image. So when people see something online, they think, oh, that looks nice, I want to go and have a look at it. So this is what we're going to do. You put that on that wall.
Yep.
You paint the rest of the walls in a lovely soft apple green. Jeff is hanging his head. Talk to me, Jeff.
The 5 days you're asking, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, no, do.
To work my butt off.
And I totally understand it. I totally get it. But the reason that I'm here is that I am
To advise
trying
us.
to help you
Yes.
sell your house.
Yep.
I'm not here for any other reason. If you're going to go for that vintage cottage theme, accessorise it. Instead of using bedside tables, you can get a couple of old chairs and you can shabby chic them up and just put a bit of personality into it. Because at the moment, it just feels a wee bit devoid of anything.
Right.
How are you going to divide the work up?
That's easy.
Who's doing what?
We haven't decided as yet. It would appear that we're going to be doing a bit more than we thought we would be doing.
Did you think I was just going to come around and say paint a wall and go
Yes.
Now, when you've lived in a house for nearly 3 decades, it can be very hard to see it from an outsider's point of view. Now, for me, this house feels very cold and in desperate need of updating. But in order to do that, Sharon and Jeff need to be very motivated and on board with my ideas. And I'm not quite sure, at the moment, they are.
A bit of a shock, but doable, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree, yeah. A bit of a shock. When you start looking at it in the cold light of day, it's not quite so bad.
That's the spirit. Sharon and Jeff kick things off by getting rid of some knickknacks.
I have no idea where that is from. I don't think it's a good piece of china.
I don't think it's a bad idea to get rid of that.
I can remember how to do this. This side. Yeah. OK.
Next, Jeff sugar soaps the kitchen cabinets before painting to ensure a better finished result.
It's definitely shifting this grease off these units. You look at that muck coming off.
Amanda will be very happy.
Next, it's Bassil and Annette's spiritless 5-bed townhouse, where my rival sellers picked up on their busy living room and sterile dining room.
You're moving abroad, aren't you?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do with all of this furniture? Is it coming with you?
I'm going to hire a dump truck.
Think about selling this. It feels to me like a show house 15, 20 years ago. What I want to do is to work with what you've got, and I love this blue and white theme that you've got going through here. And I think it's definitely, you know, we keep the Mediterranean theme, but we just make it a cool contemporary Mediterranean theme as opposed to one that's a little bit dated. So let's talk about flooring. The other sellers, when they came to have a nosy around here, they all picked up on the carpet.
I love the carpet in the house. I don't like the wood floor because I feel England is cold, and you know I like to walk bare feet. You know, so.
Might I suggest some wooden floors and a pair of slippers then?
No.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, that's the one thing that I wanted to talk to you about, or the big thing. Nowadays, laminate flooring has really, really come on. And I'm talking that you do both parts here, because obviously that jars a little bit for me. If you're going to do it, do the whole lot. We obviously need a dining table in here, but a more modern one. You can get some fantastic wallpaper nowadays that look like tiles. This is the sort of thing that I'm thinking of. Yeah. So it's going to work with what you've got, and you do a feature wall there. Yeah. A lot of your budget is going to go on flooring and dressing this room, and then the rest is just it's a paint job on wallpaper. Should we go into your rather overcrowded living room now?
Yeah.
Come on. What needs to happen in this room, I feel, is that there needs to be a major clear out of occasional furniture and a rejig of how you have it all laid out. Now I'm going to throw something at you that might completely freak you out, because once you've done all of this...
tell me to paint it purple.
I'm not telling you to paint anything, but I am going to tell you to do some wallpaper on these walls. It is bold, but I think it would look...
As long as it's modern.
Oh,
I don't want to live in a outdated property any longer. Oh, yes, no, I like that. Yes.
What you think doesn't really count.
That's right up
I'm
my...
joking,
Oh,
but look, let me just put it up against that.
With
Look
my-
how well that goes. Do you like the ideas?
yeah, I do.
Do you like the ideas?
I do
Not
like...
too much, but yeah.
I love
have
it.
to agree.
I love it.
I'm like lamb. Sorry, I mean, whatever she say, I
Yeah,
say
you
yes.
just follow. That's fine. That's what we like, yeah. I think it's going to look lovely. You've got 7 days and £1,000 and each other to live with. What's going to be the hardest bit?
I think living with him...
I feel like I've become Annette's best friend and Bassil's arch enemy. She's been wanting to make changes forever and he's always kind of vetoed them. But if he wants to move on and they want to start a new life, they have to make the changes in order to get buyers through the door.
Now, I'm really excited about the sitting room and the bold colours because everything is just so plain in this house.
Not for much longer, but before they can inject some style, they need to shift the furniture.
Oh, no.
What?
It's going to hit my ceiling.
My love, just carry it slowly.
Next stop, the living room. That's it, Bassil. Leave the heavy work for Annette.
And I'm taking it.
With the furniture stored away, it's time to say goodbye to the carpet.
I feel very happy about getting rid of the carpet. Oh, I can put it in the car and get rid of it. Oh, you need to unscrew that.
I'm so happy doing it, I can't tell you.
It's only carpet, Bassil. Now it's time for some home truths for my final rival seller, Stella and her sister Melina. This house is becoming, I guess, a bit of a sort of millstone around your neck, hasn't it? Because how long have you had it on the market for?
It's been about 8 months now, so...
Has that surprised you?
It has actually, yeah.
Because downstairs is lovely.
It's quite stunning when you walk through the door, I think.
Yeah. For me, your top doesn't match your bottom. So I think we need to tackle this room first.
Right.
Now, it is your daughter's stroke guest bedroom, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Because your daughter could share.
She could share.
I think that's what needs to happen.
Right.
The girls need to share a room, and then this needs to come back into a rather glamorous guest bedroom.
Great.
I had a wardrobe in my dollhouse that was exactly the same as that one. You could paint it, or you could, and I have a piece of walnut veneer in my back pocket, walnut veneer.
Oh, yeah, that's clever.
That's good.
It's literally, you just stick it on.
Oh, wow.
You stick it on, and that would literally transform it.
Definitely
you paint
do
the
that.
back wall and this wall.
Oh, yeah.
Be bold.
Yeah.
I'd go like a nice indigo blue. You want to make it feel quite opulent and quite luxurious.
I like the sound of
Obviously,
that.
on a budget.
Yeah, yeah.
With your son's bedroom next door, again, with the wardrobe, take them off and paint those ones. Those are going to be easy to paint.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
One thing that would be lovely on that back wall would be a map of the world wallpaper.
Oh, wow, he'd love
Yeah.
that.
Now we've got the bathroom to deal with. You knew that was coming, didn't you?
did, yeah.
You knew I was going to mention the B word. Let's go in there. You go first. Now, bearing in mind they've only £1,000, they'll need to be creative with this room. You've got no shower in here, have you?
In order to put a good shower in here, we'd need to change the boiler,
Right.
which is a bit of a
A big
cost.
job.
Yeah.
I guess you just do a budget makeover on this room. What you would do is from here up, get rid of all these tiles, skim the walls, and then just paint the top in a kind of mint or an apple green. And then the bottom panel you do with wood panelling in a sort of soft cream. So it make it light and bright and fresh.
I mean, I'm quite excited in this room already. I know it's a bit horrendous to look at, but I think we can surprise everyone
Yeah.
and pull off something really good. So,
I'm going to hold you to that.
yeah, hold me to it.
You're on.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the fact that these two girls are so full of enthusiasm and they've got lots of ideas of their own. And what I want them to do is lavish as much love and attention upstairs as they have done downstairs. I'm fully aware that I'm asking them to do an awful lot in 7 short days. But you know what? I reckon they're going to do it.
Amanda's ideas were really great, definitely in line with our own. I think we'd definitely put everything together, work as hard as we can and really pull it off.
And Stella doesn't waste a second, starting with that old moulding on the wardrobe in her son's bedroom.
Yeah, it's working. My wardrobes. I'm going to need a full manicure after this.
Maybe in 7 days you can. Downstairs, the veneer for recovering the wardrobe in the new guest bedroom has arrived.
We're meant to be going for like a dark.
And it looks like a smoky grey, wouldn't you say?
It will still work, just a bit of a different look, but it's fine.
It's not what we expected, but, you know, it's my house, so...
Whatever you
what
say
I say goes, really.
Yeah.
In Barnet and Enfield, my 3 rival sellers are hard at it, doing up their homes, hoping to get an offer from 29-year-old media buyer Sophie, who's got a healthy budget and high expectations.
I'd like a nice period property with some cornice work and potentially a fireplace.
At Bassil and Annette's spiritless townhouse, they're tasked with injecting Mediterranean glamour. Whilst decorators Walid and Abdo lay the laminate floor, Bassil's getting changed.
I'm going to start painting. Now, the problem is the tummy.
Downstairs, Annette's already hard at it, giving the living room a fresh lick of paint.
The thing about this ceiling is it so needs painting. I can see the different colour.
Now time for a warmer colour on the walls.
We need a bigger sitting room.
Do you think it's a good job? Are you going to be happy?
No, I'm pleased, Bassil. You've done a really good job. Finished.
Back in the frosty dining room with the floor firmly in place, up goes my tile-style feature wall. Lovely.
To tell you the truth, if you look too much, you get cross eyes. Well, but it looks nice.
At Sharon and Jeff's Dated Detached, it's about creating a country cottage feel. And with decorator Chris helping out, they'll get there in no time.
That is primer.
Gives the paint depth, doesn't it, Chris? Yeah.
And it wasn't until today that I realised I think I'd been feeling quite depressed about my kitchen, really. But this is going to look great.
Upstairs, they're preparing the walls. Time to say goodbye to the budget B&B.
My career as a dentist stands me in good stead for simple tasks like filling little gaps.
With everything masked and prepped, on goes my soft apple green.
Once the wallpaper is on one wall, I think we'll be streets ahead of the competition.
Fighting talk there, Sharon. At Stella's House of Two Halves, it's about injecting glamour upstairs, and Mum Petula and Dad Melis have arrived to help kickstart my scheme.
So today we're in my daughter's bedroom and we're going to paint the feature wall. I'm really happy with Amanda's choice, as blue is my favourite colour. Wow. I absolutely love teal, and actually teal's coming back into fashion this season.
Melis is in charge of the edges.
That's not coming off.
It doesn't come in off, lipstick.
No, you made it worse. No, this is white. This is staying white. What are you doing? Stop!
Across the landing in the bathroom, Stella scrapped my idea of removing the tiles. Instead, decorators Andy and Kiri have been called in for a budget solution.
We'll give the tiles a good clean and do a coat, the first coat on the tiles.
Now the dirt's been sugar soaped off, it's on with some special tile paint, which is waterproof and great for humid places. One more coat and it'll look just like cream tiles. Stella's come to check out the results.
Wow, looking good. I'm glad I'm not doing the bathroom. Too much pressure.
At Bassil and Annette's, the gloom is lifting as the ghastly blue carpet is gone in the living room, making way for a stunning laminate floor. With things in hand at home, they've gone in search of extra items for the Mediterranean scheme.
So now we need to accessorise. What about these cushions, Bassil?
Put them on our bed. Just put my side, his lordship.
Come on, Bassil, play ball.
Look how it matches.
It has one color, but what is? But if you like it, have it.
Oh! I avoid shopping with Bassil because it's a nightmare.
I can see. At Sharon and Jeff's 5-bed detached, things are starting to look less ancient, thanks to my country cream colour in the kitchen. Upstairs in the guest room, it's time for my feature wall.
Looks all right.
That's not the wallpaper I suggested, but it's lovely nevertheless. Whilst things are left to dry upstairs and handyman Chris gets on with the tongue and groove in the kitchen, Sharon's learning how to shabby chic some chairs with furniture expert Jess.
Need a block for your sandpaper, get a tight grip and start rubbing, yeah. Maybe follow the grain.
Make sure you take the time to rough up all the surfaces, which means a better painted finish. But it can take a while to get it right.
I didn't know this was an overnight course. So, do you think we're nearly there, Jess?
Yep.
Shabby chiking is the perfect way to give old furniture a new lease of life and the quickest way of getting that lived-in country feel.
The undercoat is finished. You'll have to wait for them to dry, give them a light sand, and then do a coat of your chosen colour. You will then start to distress, so you just gently run it down your side. Something like that.
Get cracking.
Back at Stella and Melina's 4-bed semi, they're embracing my opulent scheme by going with the wood veneer in the daughter's bedroom.
At the moment, it's a 2-woman job.
Hopefully Dad can pitch in with this one.
Yeah.
Time to measure up.
117.3.
49.4.
Cut to size, they add some heat-activated adhesive to the back of the veneer, a quick once-over with an iron to make it sticky, and up it goes.
That's quite woody, actually, but...
Isn't it wood, this thing?
It is, it's real wood,
So we're burning the wood and it smells.
That's what it smells like,
Like the
burning
glue.
wood. It's nice, isn't it?
Don't speak too soon.
We've had a look.
And it's just come up bumpy.
It's just not good enough.
We've got a different adhesive, more like a glue.
This isn't what you need 2 days before.
It's really the last thing that we
reveal.
need now.
While Stella starts again with the wardrobe,
You're on a bit of a timer here.
Melina and Melissa start putting up my matte mural in the other bedroom.
If anyone's gonna paper this room, it's Dad.
After making sure he's pasted both the wall and the mural to make it move easier into place, up it goes.
Is you all right?
It's all right, Dad. How cool is that?
Back at Sharon and Jeff's dated detached, the kitchen is finally stepping out of the dark ages. Upstairs, Jeff is finishing off Sharon's shabby chic chairs with some chalk-based paint.
These chairs will blend into the style of the room, the theme they're trying to create, a sort of homely, lived-in look.
All that's left are for some final finishing touches.
We've got 2 great rooms.
There's a result, and let's hope it works.
The kitchen was dreary and dated, but now it's bright and up-to-date thanks to the country-style refreshed units and subtle use of blue. Total cost £778.
So here's the revamped kitchen.
Wow, and it is revamped, isn't it? It's totally different.
Not Granny's kitchen anymore.
Definitely. You're quite emotional. Why?
Just, it's so nice to feel really positive about it.
Yeah. I like the panelling. This has worked really well, the tongue and groove, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It really has made a massive difference.
You wait till you see the bedroom upstairs.
Before, this bedroom had a complete lack of style, but by bringing in colour and adding a stunning feature wall, it's now more boutique than budget B&B. Total cost £362.
So this is the bedroom.
Oh, that's a lovely paper. Slightly different colour scheme to the one that I suggested, but my goodness, it's worked, hasn't it?
And the chairs.
Well, yes, because you had a little lesson in how to shabby chic. Did you enjoy it?
I really, really seriously enjoyed it.
Did she drag you along or not?
No. I remained at home painting.
You've done a cracking job. I know it's been a tough week for both of you, but I feel that it's been worth it because you've transformed both areas.
At Stella and Melina's, the upstairs is coming together, with the wardrobes refreshed in both the new guest bedroom and the son's room. In the bathroom, Stella's kids, Louis and Melissa, are helping Melina add a bit of colour onto the panelling for the bath.
That's it. Make sure you're going in a straight line.
Outside in the garden, Stella's getting thrifty with some finishing touches, adding freshness to a mirror for the bathroom.
Love it.
And some boldness onto the knobs for the bedroom.
Ooh, look at that.
And she doesn't stop there.
I'm about to cut the end of the curtain and make some cushions.
Loving your work. Just enough time to add them to the finished bedroom, hey, Stella?
I think given all the challenges, we didn't back down.
Yeah.
I think we've got good results.
Perseverance is the key.
That's the
key. Yeah.
Her daughter's room has been transformed into a luxurious and opulent guest room with a glamorous Arabian Nights theme and bold feature wall. Total cost £691. Next door, things are now much more modern, with a refreshed wardrobe, bright style choices and that eye-catching wall mural. Total cost £123.
Right, here we are.
Wow.
Do you like it?
I love it. They just look so different. They've totally transformed, haven't they? And it seems so much bigger. You can see the difference, can't you, now? Because this now matches downstairs.
That's right, yeah.
Yes.
And all these little touches, because I love these. I think those bedside tables are fab. And I love your son's bedroom. I think it's lovely. It's bright, it's fresh. So you've still got the kids' bedrooms. You've got a very grown-up guest bedroom. Now let's go and look at that bathroom.
Before, the bathroom was tired, old-fashioned and lacked appeal. Now, with its light, bright feel and clean, fresh tiles, it's been brought up to date. Total cost, £526.
Oh, what a difference again. 10 years you lived with that old bathroom.
Yeah.
And now look.
Yeah.
So it's the same tiles, so you didn't have the time to take the tiles off, but you just painted the whole lot. And I like the pale lemon and the grey. It's great. It's an absolute transformation. Has it been enjoyable?
Yeah.
To a point?
Definitely. And do you know what? We'd do it again.
Back at Bassil and Annette's townhouse, things are getting soulful. Waleed and Abdu have moved on to the feature wall. Not my bold blue, but definitely in keeping with a Mediterranean scheme.
It looks really nice, really, as they say, chuffed.
Next to get decorated, some wine glasses. Well, at least you're both being creative.
This week has been an experience working with Bassil.
She's discovering my hidden talent.
Yeah, she's not the only one.
Cheers.
With all the decorating done, just enough time for the all-important accessories to complement the scheme.
This room always depressed me because it was just so cluttered, so much furniture, so many bits. Today, I love my property so much. The sun is shining, everything looks clean and organised, and I'm not moving.
Before, the living room was cold and spiritless, lacking a defined theme. But it's all changed thanks to a warm feature wall, colour-coordinated furniture and rejigged look. Total cost, £967.
Oh, look. Lovely. So much nicer. My beloved wallpaper is not there.
Your beloved wallpaper is not there.
But it still works. It actually feels like a different room, doesn't it?
Yeah,
do you come in here now and think,
Oh, I like coming in here now.
I love it. I really love it.
Wait till you see the dining room.
Go on, you lead the way.
let's-
Go on, lead the way.
The dining room was dated and lacked a sense of style. Now, with its fresh feel and modern tile effect wall, it's bang up to date. Total cost, £776.
How about this?
Oh, wow. See, I've not seen that art. That is lovely. And the floor.
Yeah, look at
now
it.
it all flows, doesn't it?
Did you notice the Italian style?
Yes, of course.
The Italian
Much
things.
nicer though. It's more
Yeah,
compact.
more space, yeah.
It's really brought it up to date, and now it's modern, it's fresh, and it's vibrant, but it's still keeping within the rest of the sort of blue and white scheme that you've got going through the house. Yep, it's
We
gorgeous.
are pleased that you are happy.
I love it. It's just a triumph. It's beautiful, guys.
Thank
Well
you.
done. Well done.
Thank you.
In Barnet and Enfield, my 3 rival sellers have done everything they can to impress my buyer Sophie, who's got a healthy budget of £900,000.
Today I'm looking for a period property, ideally with a garden and some really nice period features.
At Sharon and Jeff's, you can really see the changes in their no longer dated detached.
I think it's made a huge difference. I've got a beautiful bedroom upstairs. This kitchen, I think I must have been blindfolded or something.
Stella and Melina's house of 2 halves is whole again, thanks to the transformation of their upstairs.
Visibly, everything looks more appealing. We've married the upstairs up with the downstairs. Yeah.
Bassil and Annette's once sterile townhouse is now full of style, leaving them more than delighted with the finished results and Annette not wanting to leave.
If we sell the house, I go with the house.
Yeah, included. Yeah, house included. I don't want to bring any money.
Let's see what my buyer Sophie makes of it all, starting at Sharon and Jeff's.
So I'm testing the waters. I'm wanting to get a feel for A, how far you would go, and B, really what you'd be considering. It's a detached 5-bed house within your budget.
Yeah, that's quite a lot more than what I'd be able to get where I'm looking at the moment.
Yeah. Want to get inside and have a look?
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant, let's go.
She can see the value from the outside, time to go inside.
So come into the kitchen, which leads onto the conservatory, which leads onto the garden. Size-wise, style-wise?
I really like the blue and the white cupboards. It's probably a bit too small for me, so I think, potentially this wall could go if it's not structural. And there's nothing in here that is unlivable with.
No. Let's look at the rest of the house.
The country theme continues upstairs. Let's hope Sophie's a fan.
What do you think of the size?
I think it's a really good size. It's sort of almost bigger than my main room that I've got at the moment in Stoke Newington, yeah.
Feature walls?
I don't mind that, that looks quite nice.
So it's very different from the property that you live in at the moment?
Definitely, miles away.
Let's talk price. What do you think it's on the market for?
Maybe 795.
Ooh, way out. 900 on the nose.
Wow, 900. That's quite a lot more than I would think for this property. Okay. I think it needs quite a lot of work.
Okay.
So Sharon and Jeff's isn't value for money for Sophie. On to Bassil and Annette's.
It's smaller.
Yeah.
It's a good in-between.
More manageable.
Yeah. Townhouses, like them?
Yeah, I do like townhouses.
Get inside and have a look.
Inside we go.
So, this is your sitting room.
Nice.
Big enough?
Yeah, definitely big enough. It's a really nice space. Can see how my stuff would live in here, if you know what I mean.
Good. It doesn't feel as big or as sprawling as the first property that we looked at. Should we go look at the kitchen?
Despite being keen on period features, positive feedback in the living room. Onto the dining room and another feature wall.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Oh my God.
Really like it.
Isn't it fabulous?
It's beautiful.
Space-wise, obviously kitchen, dining space in here. Is this a bit more like it in terms of the size?
Yeah, I quite like the layout as well.
Is it grabbing you in there?
It does feel a lot more like me, a lot more on my strata.
It's a 4-bed townhouse in this part of London. What do you think it's on the market for?
Put it somewhere in the region of like 835.
Bang on, 835,000.
Okay, that seems like a fair price.
Okay, all right. 2 very different properties, but I think it would be good for you to see something, again, completely different to this. So should we go and look at something else? Yeah. Wonderful. Here you go.
So with Bassil and Annette making a good impression, I'm hoping Stella's will too, with all its improvements.
So what do you think of it?
It's nice. I like the bay window aspect. It just has a little bit more about the frontage of it, which I quite like.
The downstairs of this property always wowed. Let's see if Sophie agrees.
Kitchen space. What do you reckon?
I really like it.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really nice kitchen. I really like the worktops. I like that it's quite simple. Again, it feels light, but I like that I can see the garden and a bit of greenery and stuff.
Let's go.
I'm hoping the revived upstairs appeals just as much, especially as it offers the 4-bedroom she's looking for.
So this would be, I guess guest bedroom, or it could be your bedroom if you wanted it to be. Though that one in there is bigger. Decor, style, like?
Yeah, I really like it. I quite like the one block colour with sort of the gold on it. I think the size is really good. It's done really nicely.
I think it's got a nice feel to it and it's got lots of nice features. Should we go look at the bathroom?
Yes.
Good.
Let's hope she likes cream.
It's big enough?
Yeah, plenty big enough. It's got the bath. It's got everything you need.
One thing it doesn't have is a shower. One of the things that I think would be a really good idea to do is knock through here, take that toilet out, freestanding shower there. Would you be prepared to do that sort of work?
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't seem like too big of a job. It's quite a small room.
Price-wise, what are you thinking?
Potentially around the 815 mark.
840.
Oh, okay.
I think this house has a lot of potential and it would only take a small amount of money to make it look incredible.
So 3 very different properties. Sophie liked some more than others, but let's find out if there's a clear favourite, starting with Sharon and Jeff's.
We started with the detached house. 5 bedrooms, tons of space.
I feel like my home and where I've grown up is a very cosy period property, and that is literally the other end of the spectrum. So I think that was a bit too far away from what I think is for me, really. I can imagine a family really enjoying that space. Probably not quite for me at the moment.
So we then looked at what I think would be a good interim house for you, the townhouse. Didn't have a ton of the sort of period features that you were looking at, but it felt like a manageable house.
Yeah, definitely. And it wasn't, the lack of period features, because there were some really nice other features in there. I love that wallpaper in the kitchen. I thought that was great. Just the way in which it was set out over 3 floors. It just felt as though there were certain aspects of it which were a bit more personal and that I could make a bit more own.
Then what about the 1930s house? From the outside, actually, you were saying this is a bit more like it. Did that feeling continue throughout the house?
It did. I think the downstairs had a lot more going for it than potentially the upstairs. It felt a little bit too open downstairs. The 3 rooms, which were quite open and quite big, didn't have a lot to them. They're again, quite a blank canvas.
Out of the 3, did you have a favourite?
Yeah, I think so. It's definitely number 2 for me.
The townhouse?
The townhouse, yeah. I just really liked the way in which that was set out and, you know, the stairs would keep me fit.
OK, so what's the next step for you?
Quite like Aaron to have a look at it, maybe have a look online and see whether he's interested as well.
I think it offers you a really good interim house. It's the kind of one step up the grown-up ladder.
Yeah, it's not too far down the grown-up ladder, it's a step up.
Yeah, gentle, small steps. Yeah. Good luck with it. Wherever you end up,
Thank
you will
you so
find
much.
a great house, I'm sure.
Thank you.
So, good news for Bassil and Annette.
It was tiring, it was hectic, but it was fun. It is reward for what we did, I think.
So the other sellers may not have come out on top this time, but they should all feel very positive about the improvements that they've made.
Now that Jeff and I are on the way to revamping rooms, there's no stopping us, and I feel confident within the next 3 months, hopefully, I will have a buyer and we'll be moving to Kent.
I'm happy with the work that we've done, so yeah, I mean...
Someone will come along and love it,
Yeah.
and it's just that one person